just made a nice cup of tea. It is Sunday, 4:30 on a Sunday, and I thought I would make my Sunday lunch live on the internet. It's a terrible day for weather today. I got ready to go to the allotment this morning and it looked like it was going to be a nice day. And then all of a sudden the heavens opened and it hasn't stopped raining since. So no allotment for me today. Right, it's the first time I've done this for a while, so I can't see whether it is working. So can you hear me, Mother? It'll just be a little test to see if all the... Can somebody put something into the chat so I can see that it's working? And there you go. Caroline's in. I can see you and I can hear you. I'm just having a nice cup of tea to start the day. So, like I was saying, the allotment visit today was cancelled because of the terrible rain. So unfortunately, I couldn't get on. I've got my gloves ready. I've got my secateurs ready, my rake, everything's ready, just haven't got the weather. So hopefully in the week coming up I will be able to do something. Right, first thing I need to do is put some veg in the pan, but I need to get the chicken out. So let me just go behind you and try and find where I put it. I was just having a think, and I might look into the fact to get a fridge. So sell the fridge and the freezer that I've got, put a freezer there, and then maybe on the counter here put a stand-in fridge. It's just a thought I had literally about 2 seconds ago, so it may come off and it may not come off. Just a thought. So I'm going to sort out my chicken first. One of the best things I've bought is this scissors for doing the cutting up of chicken. So I'm filming this on my phone, so it feels very odd. I have to remember where the actual camera lens is. So these are chicken breasts I bought yesterday from down the butcher's. Now, shall I do one or shall I do two? I think I'll just do one. So this is how I do it anyway. Everybody else has got a different way to do it. So let me just pop that back in the fridge. Mind your backs. Then I like to wash my hands because I'm going to put this into the oven. I've worked out this oven now. I've got to grips with it after three months. Right, task for this week is to sort out these cupboards. I like to put a bit of pepper onto my chicken. I don't do anything else to it then. I just wrap it up in some tin foil. And then that will go in the oven for about half an hour. I did preheat the oven just before you turned up. So, let's have a cup of tea. I can see the comments, but they're going up too fast. And to be honest, my eyes can't read them. They're so small. I wasn't going to put so I filmed the video yesterday. I wasn't going to put it up today. I was actually going to put it up on Tuesday, but then I had an email off somebody last night that said they're going through a bit of a bad time and that they appreciated the videos and they were looking forward to the one on Sunday, so I thought I'll put it up. So I haven't got one now for Tuesday. But I've got my question and answer. Oh, I've just remembered. I've got the question and answer one on standby, so I can always film that. I've just remembered the peas. I forgot to soak these peas. Oh well, they can sit up there for another few weeks. So we've got potatoes, we've got 1 carrot. I'm trying not to overcook because I do have a tendency to cook far too much stuff. And that parsnip looks rather clean, so I won't bother to take the skin off. I'll just put it straight in. So, nothing special here, just a little cooking of some food. I bought my, so after, was it today's video or was it yesterday? I can't remember now. The one where I was talking about bills and the LED lights. So I've bought some LED lights and they're due to arrive any minute now. So I might have to scarper at some point. Right, let me put the rest of this hot water into the pan. Can you hear me over the pan? I didn't actually think about that. Right, so we've got a leek. Shall we use a leek? Now there's not a lot of white shaft on this one, is there? I'll use this leek. I'm taking the easy option today of just putting everything into one pan. Doing it nice and easy. What's the comment saying? Hi from Hengoid. Now I'm sure I was in no. Was it Hengoid the other night? No, Trebanog. Completely different. But when I went to Tonarivale to go and watch that theatre show, I was quite surprised that it was so far away from my house. And then I was surprised by how much it was surrounded by the countryside. Not just mountains, but proper green fields, you know. Right, what else are we doing? So we pop a bit of leek in as well. Now it's usually at this point I think, right, I'm going to get rid of my saucepan and just put it into this big pan. That's not washed. Right, what else do we need? Shall we have a bit of swede? I do have some cabbages that are going a bit on the soft side. So shall I put one of them in? Yes. I might have to start a second pan. See, I'm already starting to feed the 5,000. All these can go in my compost bin in the little garden here. Right, there's not a lot to this cabbage. I think when I play this video back, I'll be able to look at the comments. So if there is, no, this cabbage, there's a lot of air inside, not a lot of heart. Oh well, it's supporting the local business, isn't it? Right, I am running out of space, so I'm going to have to. Right, I hadn't planned for this. Let me just move you over here. Watch you don't fall off now. Hold on now. Right, I'm going to have to wash this up. So excuse the noise. Because like I usually do, I'm cooking too much stuff and I need a bigger pan. The cats went outside for about 10 minutes this morning and soon came back in when the rain started falling, but now they keep sitting at the back door expecting the weather to be different. think I've also got a blocked sink. Because it's taken a while for the water to go down. I think it might be a bit too many tea leaves down the sink. Down the plug hole, you know. Right, pop that in there. Let's add a bit more water in. What's everybody saying? So what I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to try and get that iPad. I know somebody in Troki who has said he might be able to get my iPad fixed. So if he can do that, then I'll be able to put the iPad like here so I can read the comments, because at the moment the comments are really, really small. Yes, the tea leaves I should have put into the compost bin, but you know how time goes. Right, we'll put a bit of cabbage in here as well. But like I said, not a lot of heart to this cabbage. I thought it felt a bit light when I picked the thing up, but it was the last one there. Is that everything? You always think there's something you forgot to put in your Sunday lunch, isn't it? So I forgot peas. I don't think I've got anything frozen. And I do like a pea with my Sunday lunch. I'm trying not to eat, because I don't like videos where people are just eating and all you can hear is the munch, munch, munch. Right, we'll put some Brussels sprouts in. If I make too much, I can always eat it tomorrow, can't I? Ah, just remembered. I've got a packet of these honey glazed parsnips that I want to use up, because they're taking a lot of space in the freezer, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is, the heat from that oven, I'm just going to throw a few of them on the tray that I've got the chicken on. Oh, I've just lost one. One's just slipped out and gone underneath the oven. Right, okay, I'll have to remember that. I won't get that out now. Oh, right, let's do this Swede, otherwise known as rutabaga in America. And then I think I'll be nearly finishing. Right, where is my big knife? Do not know, so I'm going to have to use my small knife. Oh, what was that just flashed up there? Patrick Dancy has just given a £5 super chat. Please can you show us your handle of the rolling pin? Well, it hasn't got a handle. It's a bare one. Look at that. I might get one of them to go upstairs by the side of the bed. So if anybody was to come in the middle of the night, you could just knock them on the head with it. Right, I do like to peel my Swede. I know some people like to put the Swede in with a bit of skin on, but I find the skin is a bit tough. You can't see now what I'm doing, can you? Because the pan is in the way. Right, just put this pan on to full blast for a bit. Yes, so my LED lights should be turning up this evening. So I will try them. And I didn't know it until somebody sent me an email to tell me. But apparently you can get a fit-in, so that if you have, let me get this right now. If you have a screw bulb, you put the fit-in into the screw socket, and then you can attach a bayonet to it, which I didn't know existed. So again, I might have got my measurements mixed up because I've ended up buying 12 light bulbs because they worked out about £9, £9 for 12, and it worked out cheaper to buy a lot of them than just to buy the single ones. Now, I've got to be careful because this, I'm actually cut my nail off when I used this once. Right, I think that is everything I can think of. Got a bit of gravy, got the tiny bit of mint sauce left, not too much, so I'll have to buy some more of that when I go down the shop. Although, and this is what I would like to show over the next few months, is that connection between the allotment and bringing the food home and cooking the food and everything. What's this yellow thing that's just popped up now? What's this now? Royal Hillbilly, is that the name? Thank you very much for the super chat. Yes, I'm going to have to get an iPad so that I can see this screen a bit better. Just thanking for the videos. I was going to reduce the amount of videos that I do, but what I thought was, because my friend John Rogers, he's got a video out tonight, and he does things called seasons. So he'll do videos for about 6 weeks, I think, or at least this is what I'm thinking about doing 4 videos a week for 6 weeks, and then taking a week off, and then coming back for another 6 weeks just to have a break, because I'm so in the routine of doing 4 videos a week now. And I noticed this morning, just before the bad weather started, the local trees starting to get their green buds, so spring is definitely here. And when it does really burst, then there'll be lots of places to go and walk and explore. Somebody asked me this morning in one of the comments, had I considered buying a car? And in London, I never saw the point in having a car because you would spend half your time trying to find somewhere to park it. But down here, it would be really handy to have a car, because the problem is now, if I wanted to go over to the next valley, it would take 20 minutes by car, but take about 2 hours by train. And there is no buses. So if I wanted to go to the market in Aberdare, say, 20 minutes by car and I'm there. For train, it would take about 45 minutes to go down, then half an hour to probably wait for the next train, and then another 45 minutes to go back up the other valley. So I would like a car, but I haven't got the funds for it. But my ideal car would be a Morris Traveller. I think that would look rather fun on the videos. Right, let me put a bit of this Dorset sea salt on. Only a little pinch because I don't like too much. 1 or 2 rocks is more than enough. And what is it? The left shoulder? There you go. I'm going to clean up tomorrow anyway. So, all this is going a bit too easy. So I feel as if I've forgotten to put something into my Sunday lunch today. Also, I'm finding if you do everything in the one pan, then it saves a bit of cash on the old electric. And also, where did I put the lid? What a noise. Look, I feel as if I'm in school doing the school dinners. The only problem with these lids is there's no holes for the steam to come out. So after a while, it'll sit there and then you can hear it from upstairs doing that. So try and put it on a bit of a slant, you know. Right. So I suppose I better clean up now. Do I need an onion? No, because I've put the leek in. And then all these little bits and bobs now will go into the compost bin, which is already full because I need to get it ready for tomorrow, because Monday is bin collection day. It's all go, go, go. And then, while I have my dinner, I'll catch up on a few YouTube videos. Some channels that I like to watch. There is one called This Tiny Life, which is about a couple who worked in TV and they turned their back on that industry. And I am not surprised as somebody who has been in it myself. And they bought a narrowboat and they're traveling around the country. And they've just had a child. So their channel is all about slow living, something similar to what I'm doing. Right, I'm going to keep these cabbage leaves because they are good enough to make a meal out of. Maybe some cabbage soup, is it? Right, you might be able to give me some advice now, so stand by your beds. I bought this mince last week and I forgot to make anything with it. Now it's been in the fridge. And it says used by April the 3rd. Want to have a look at the colour? Would you still use this or would you just throw it out? April the 3rd. Used by April the 3rd. Is it still safe or would you not bother? I don't want to open it to give it a sniff just yet until I decide. So, British beef, 20% fat, used by the 3rd of April. Would you still use it? Not now, not now. Throw it out. I wouldn't. Okay, the general consensus is not to. When was the 3rd? Oh, that's nearly a week ago. Yeah, I must admit, it does look a bit peakish. You know, it does look a bit... It's not safe. Right, there you go then. I'll pop that to one side. So that's money down the drain, but I'd rather put a few pound down the drain than put myself down a hole. Right, I don't think there's anything more to do, to be honest. It's just waiting now. Waiting for my chicken to cook, waiting for my vegetables. Oh, it's a beautiful smell from those roasted parsnips. It smells like Christmas. Let's have a look what everybody's saying. I wouldn't take the chance, especially with meat. Well, exactly. I think I will just leave it there. Right. I think I'll bid you farewell. So who knows, we might do this again. Oh, what was that that just flashed up then? Something flashed up, but it didn't stay on screen. What? Pauline Green has just said something. Choline is very good for the liver. Talking about the liver, let me see if I can move you. I bought these. Dandelion tea. So I've been having one of these for the last few days. And apparently dandelion tea is very good for the liver as well, to give it a flush out, I think it is. So, and like usual, I've ended up with about 10. With about 10 boxes. And I've even sent off. I wonder if I can move into the living room and keep you on. Let's try this. Right, it's a bit dark in here, isn't it? Could put you by the table, I suppose. Right, let me put the light on. Put the big light on. What's the time? 5 to 5. Where is this guy with the lights? Oh, let's have a sit down. Let me move my Penhaligon perfumes out of the way. Right, that's better. I can see your comments now. And if I put these on, I'll be able to see them even more. Hold on a sec. Oh, that's really good. That is really sharp. Milk thistle is also good for the liver. Yes, I've actually sent off for some of that. Rotten weather today, I'm in Aberdeen. Exactly. That's just over the hill. That is the place where I said it would only take 20 minutes to go. So, right, let me just press a few buttons a sec. Because YouTube has just sent me a message. So, our small holding adventure. What I would imagine they would say, don't touch the meat. Tell us about the mug. What mug? Oh, this mug. Well, I used to work for ITV many years ago, and also when I was cleaning out my boxes the other day, I've got to take these glasses off because they're very good for looking at things close up. Once you start to walk off, you fall over your feet. So I was cleaning out my boxes the other day, and I found a few things that I'd brought down from London, and I do like to collect mugs. So one is this morning. I didn't work on the show, but they were in the office one day, and one went for a walk. But the show that I used to work on was Good Morning Britain many years ago, and I can't remember who the presenter was now. It wasn't Piers Morgan. It was I think it was during the Queen's Jubilee. That's right, because I remember we had a call to say that Prince Philip had he had a very bad cold. Because if you remember, he stood on one of the boats for the whole of the celebrations, and he had a very bad cold, and they were worried about his health. So all the news agents were put onto standby just in case something bad was going to happen. So what was that? 10, 11 years ago? So I haven't been there for quite a while. If the packet is blown and it smells, then bin it. Well, the packet is blown, but I'm not going to open it because I think it will smell. So that is a good little tip, that if you have a packet of meat and it's blown up, then throw it away. So, yeah. So plans for this week are I'm meeting up with a fellow YouTuber in the next few days and to give him some help and advice with a video that he's putting together. And I'm hoping to get to the allotment at some point to at least start doing it, because now that the base has turned up, I've got to just get on and get the task done, because I don't want the shed to turn up. It's not coming till the end of the month, but I don't want the shed to turn up and just be sat there waiting for a base. And in fact, the other day, no, the Golden Jubilee in 2012, no, it wasn't that far back. I think it was something about 2000 and... No, I think, when was the Jubilee? In 2012, I think it was. 2012, that was the Olympics. See, so when I look out the window, I can't see a thing with these on, but they are very good for, you know. What base are you going to have? The base for the shed is going to be these plastic grid things, which I've used in the past, and they are really good. But I'm thinking, in order to try to level that part of the plot out, I might get some railway sleepers as well. I will know more when I have an opportunity to go to the plot and actually do a bit of work there. So yes, the shed should be all done by the end of the first week in May. May. Where is the time going, isn't it? Mark is just saying, do a live stream when building the shed. I do have a plan to possibly, if I can get a phone signal there, because I don't know how good the reception is, I am planning of possibly putting up this camera up in a corner somewhere where I can just get on and forget about it. Because it shouldn't take too long. If you've been around for any length of time, you would know I've had quite a bit of experience with putting up and pulling down sheds. So I think it'll be done in a matter of an hour or two, even if I'm just doing it by myself. Denise is asking, did I get the wheelbarrow? No, mainly because a lot of people said it sounded a bit too cheap, so I left it. I thought I would rather go to a shop and have a look at it, because they said the reason why it was so cheap was because the thing just wasn't that big and the picture just made it look a bit bigger. So, do I know Sally? No, I do not know Sally. The thing with working in TV and ITV, the turnover is so fast. Everybody that I knew there that wasn't on screen, they've all gone. They've all gone and moved on to different things. Yes, our small holding adventure. The wheelbarrow just seemed a bit too good to be true. And the other thing that I'm slightly thrown by is 20, 30 years ago when I started in gardening. No, it might have been 40 years ago I started in gardening. See, now that's a sign of age, isn't it? When you can start going. I remember 40 years ago, but I remember when water butts, it seemed to me you could get a big water butt for £20. And now all of a sudden water butts are about £50 or £60. And that's for a really thin, slim Jim job. Try and say that fast. Many thanks to Miss Rosie Day for the super chat there. So I haven't even thought about water butts yet. I would like a metal tank version like the one that I've got up in London. And I will be going to visit my plot up there. So I know it's a bit of a complicated situation. I've got a plot in London and now I've got one just down the road. But like I've said before, the plot in London, I had already paid for it. My friend is looking after it for me, looking after all the fruit there. And then in September, October, possibly November, I'm going to go up with a van and collect all the fruit, because the fruit cost about £600 worth to set the whole thing up. I had a lot of comments. Why? Oh, what's this? Why did you leave TV? Mainly because I worked there for 10 years and the atmosphere was changing, and people were getting a bit too they no longer stabbed you in the back, they stabbed you in the front while they were still having a conversation with you. And I just got to the point where everybody was sat down on Good Morning Britain once, and Justin Bieber was going to come in, and they were all making, oh, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. And I just pointed out and said, he's the same as everybody else. Let's not go overboard. And that was not the right thing to say. So about a week later, I agreed that it was time to get out of that there. And quite a few other people that I know at the time, they got out as well. And I then went from there and went to go and work on a TV station with David Icke. But that's an entirely different story all by itself. Oh, we've got somebody in from Australia. It's 2 a.m. in Australia. Now, in order to find this video again, I think it stays in the live section. I don't think this video reappears as part of the normal videos. I've got a feeling you have to press live and then rewatch it. So with Kay there in Australia, if you can't find it tomorrow morning, then click that live button rather than the other one. No, they didn't give me the sack. It's just I just decided that it was just time to get out. And what was quite funny was when Justin Bieber turned up, I went to arrange the interview with him, and when I went into the office, I said, right, we're going to the pub across the road. This is 10:30 in the morning though. But I just wanted to take him out of that situation. And everybody was like, oh, we haven't been over there to vet the place. And I'm going, well, nobody knows that we're going there, so it'll be fine. So we went there, did the interview. And then about 3 months later, when he flew back to this country, he asked for me to do the interview with him because it was the only time he said he felt as if he was being treated like a normal person. So he did the interview. BBC were really annoyed because he didn't do an interview for them. He just flew in, we did the interview, and he just flew out again. And that happened with somebody else. What was his name? Michel Legrand. I think he died a few years ago. He was the composer of Windmills in Your Mind, that song. And he also did Les Miserables, I think he worked on that. And he was in London for a show called Marguerite, starring Ruthie Henschel. And again, same thing. Flew in. I was the only one that he wanted to be interviewed by, and he just flew out. And I've still got his pen somewhere. He gave me his pen for me to put some notes down on a piece of paper, and then I forgot to give it back, and he just flew out again. So yeah, I was thinking about that job the other night, in fact, because I had a dream about Andrew Lloyd Webber. Oh, I think it was on Friday, so I went to see Whistle Down the Wind, the musical, which is in today's video, and he wrote that. So that's who. So he was in my head when I went off to sleep. But yes, it feels like a totally different life now, running around the West End, doing bits of filming. Mark is asking, would I go and work in TV again? I would go and work in Welsh TV. I haven't done anything in radio before, but I'd like to do Welsh TV. And I did talk to somebody a few weeks ago, but TV is a very slow thing. You can talk for a year or two, and then nothing happens, or it happens just really quickly. But I did talk to somebody at BBC Wales about a possible series of somebody coming back to Wales and seeing how it's changed over the last 20 or 30 years. When I worked in the film industry, the time between getting the idea and getting the film in the cinema is usually on average 7 to 8 years. So this industry doesn't go fast. Everything's a bit slow. Right, I think we will draw this to a close at 40 minutes, just because of I don't want to burn my chicken. You can't have a burnt chicken, can you? So yes, it's a very rainy day today. Hopefully the weather tomorrow will improve and I can get down the no, but I can't do tomorrow and I can't do Tuesday, but Wednesday. Let's hope it gets a bit better there. So how many people have we got in then? Because I can't really see this thing. I'm going to have to... Gary's asking, is my allotment near to the gentleman on Radio 2, which is Terry Walton? I'm about 15-minute car ride away from Terry, and I've been down to see him about 2 or 3 times in the last few months, but the weather's been awful, so we haven't wanted to film. Because the problem is with this weather, you can go out and have a walk and things, but I don't want to take my equipment out, because if you look at my camera here, because I'm doing this live stream on my phone, so I can now show you the thing. So this is my camera that I usually film the videos on, see? And that is very small. And when I was filming up Fern Hill, which the video was in February, when I was filming up there, a tiny bit of rain got in. And the problem is now, in order for me to pan the camera down, I have to press that really, really hard in order for the camera to move. So I was thinking about part exchanging this, but typical. The one that I want to buy, they've just put the price up by £300, so that'll do it. Anyway, I'll wait until this actually falls apart first, and then I will get it changed maybe at Christmas time. Right, I'm going to have another cup of tea now and watch this back to see if I can look at the comments. So thank you for joining me, all 348 of you. Oh, it's 352. There's obviously a delay here, but right, I'm going to have to go because I can smell my chicken, so I don't want to get burnt. So I'll catch up with you on a video, possibly on Tuesday. So from me until then, bye for now.